to take a moment and just practice a few common chord changes on the guitar. The first one we're going to practice is changing from a G chord to a C chord. And we're going to use the full version of the G chord, which is placing your second finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, your first finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, the 1st string. And playing all 6 strings, you would get so there's the shape of the G chord. Now to go from the G chord to the C chord, we have to lift and move our hand into this shape, because the C chord is when we place our 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the B string. And for the C chord, we're going to strum strings 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So there's a lot going on with your hand and your fingers to change from that G chord to the C chord and the C chord to the G chord. So when you're practicing chord changes, you want to try to train your fingers to lift and move into the new shape in one fluid motion. So I'm going to shift from that C chord, lift. I'm thinking about, where do my fingers have to go? All right, this finger has to go over here, this one's here, that one's, and try to get that in one motion, and then press my fingers down for the chord, the G chord. So here's that G chord. I'm thinking, okay, I have to go from that G to that C chord. I'm going to lift my fingers and move my fingers all in one motion to the new shape and play the C chord. And I'm going to go back. I lift. Time in that slow motion. Lift. And lift. Right now I'm taking my time and I'm allowing myself to think about the movement of my fingers to that new position. Now let's try to put some rhythm to it, some time to it, and feel the beat of the music. And what we're going to do is play a G chord on beat 1 and lift our fingers during beats 2, 3, and 4 and find that C chord on beat 1 of the next measure. So it's going to be something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, You might have to go slower. If that feels comfortable, maybe you can go faster. But if you have to go slower, that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The important thing is that you maintain a steady beat. And you could always use a metronome to help maintain a steady beat. Now, after we do the chords playing on beat 1, we're going to do the same chords but play on beats 1 and 2, and then just take the beat of 2 rests to move to the new chord position. So it would sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You practice that for a while until it gets comfortable. Now we're going to play on beats 1, 2, and 3 and leave beat 4 for our fingers to move to that new chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, you can use that metronome to go faster or slower, whatever you need to do. Now, the last step would be to take the rest away, play on all 4 beats, 1 chord, and then switch for beat 1 of the next measure to the new chord. So there's no rest. You have to switch in that split-second space of time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is how you would practice switching between this G chord and the C chord in one fluid motion.